If you don't want me, find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me.
Yes. OP table, OP table, OP table, OP table. Follow me on our channel to Sassy Sassy Junior. Yan the time fulla, yan fulla. The favorite song never contain yan fulla. April 2023, coming discussion. The United Party is on the spotlight. The United Party is on the spotlight in the Republic of Liberia. We are spreading our tentacles to the Republic of Liberia. This is Gentleman Facebook Live. Stay tuned. Yeah, the chairman is back for notification. Chairman is back in Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you very much. Just open table. Yeah, Honorable Chairman, just as I said, Junior is back after a long vacation in Hawaii on the beach. Thank you very much. The chairman is back to town, Indianapolis, Indiana. The United Party is on the spotlight. United Party is on the spotlight in Liberia. Josiah Mapuakai have chosen Jeremiah Kuhn as his running mate for the October 10, 2023 election. That's breaking news on OP Table. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Western Media lady, Sabasa Sachie, is in the news. The Western Media lady, Sabasa Sachie, is in the news. It's in the news for good thing. That's OP Table. Yeah, the cheerleader has been doing a tremendous job in this community. She performed expediently. Yeah, Sabache. Expediently, she performed tremendous job in this community. The Western Media cheerleader Sabasa is in the news for good things. Sabache is in the news. Sabache, the community is overwhelmed. The community is overwhelmed. The community is over happy to have you as a Western Media lady in this community. Sabache performed tremendously in this community. Thank you very much. That and many more. This OP Table. This OP Table. This is OP Table. OP Table. OP Table. OP Table. OP Table. OP Table. Yeah, y'all not that full is in the news. The favorite song never contain young full is in the news. Young full favorite song never contain. Young full is in the news. Young full is in the news. This OP Table is a breaking news. It's a breaking news. It's a breaking news. It's a breaking news. Young full is in the news. Mr. Bulula have been alleged for using LAR material for his wedding. Young Bulula, the community wants to know if he pays money to the Rufus Statila government for using the material, LAR material in this community. Young Bulula got married. Young Bulula got married. Want to know if Young Bulula pay the community, if Young Bulula pay the Statila government some money. If Young Bulula pay some money to the Statila government for using the LAR material. Young Bulula will come here and get a distinction as to what he paid money to the community or to LAR government or to the Statila government for using LAR material for his wedding. Young Bulula is in the news. The favorite song Niba Country is in the news today. This OP Table. The community feel disenchanted. The community want to know if Young Bulula pay money to the Statila government for using LAR material. for his dwelling. Thank you very much. This OP table. That and many more on OP table. Yeah, Honorable Chairman, are you there? Honorable Chairman, are you here? Honorable Chairman, are you back? Hey, Honorable Chairman is back to Indianapolis from Hawaii. After spending more time in Hawaii, Honorable Chairman, when you from Hawaii? Chairman, when you from Hawaii?
It's good to be back in Indianapolis.
Yes.
Indianapolis is home.
Mr. Fulula, how you doing, sir? How you doing, Mr. Fulula?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
OP table. Yeah, we're in studio. This OP table. If you're in Pennsylvania, I respect Pennsylvania. This OP table. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you are in Niba County, you're in studio. Yeah, the poor Niba County, you're in studio. If you are in Grand Crew, just say as it is select in studio. Thank you very much. We are broadcasting from Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah, today we are spreading our tentacle to Republic of Liberia. Joseph Iman Boakai have chosen his running mate, Jeremiah Kuhn to the Unity Party, Jeremiah Kuhn to the Unity Party. Thank you very much. Even though some people in Liberia are feeling disenchanted why they were not chosen by Joseph Iman Boakai. The open table will tell you, will give you a breakdown. Thank you very much.
Kuhn is from NDR. Well, he was chosen to run with Unity Party. Stella Barrett or Joseph Numa Boakai.
Honorable Chairman, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Fulula?
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremiah Kuhn is from NDR, but Joseph Boakai picked him as his running mate this past Friday. Wherever you're listening from, we're talking about New Jersey, we're talking about Delaware, we are talking about New York, we are talking about Pennsylvania, we are talking about Texas, we are talking about Indianapolis, Indiana, we are talking about Illinois, we are talking about Iowa, we're talking about Minnesota, Atlanta, Georgia, Florida, California, Nebraska, Oregon, Washington. We are talking about North Carolina, South Carolina. We're talking about Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia. Wheresoever you are listening from, welcome back to Open Table. This is Open Table, and we will be discussing some training issues, especially issues pertaining to home. And we say home, we talk about Liberia. This past Friday, Joseph Boakai had the privilege picking his running mate. We all know how important VP pick is because that is the person that is supposed to take over from you in case of anything that things that are going to go wrong during your time in office. So a VP pick is most likely a presidential pick, and that's what Joseph Boakai did this Friday. He picked Jeremiah Kuhn. We'll be diving into some of those issues because fact of the matter is Kuhn is an outsider. He came in last minute to town and he took the position when Youngbley, the likes of Youngbley, Costa, and everyone else they were eyeing that position. So is Kuhn the luckier person in our recent politics, or what's going on? Is here the Nima County playbook about Nima being a vote-rich county? That's why Boakai was pressed to pick Kuhn. We have to see, can Kuhn deliver Boakai the much needed vote he's seeking from the people of Nimba? You know, Nimba is going to be a battleground state. I mean, we can turn our eye to the presence of CDC in Nimba County. CDC is still going to get some number from Nimba County, and there's a son from Nimba County that is also running, Tiawon Gonglo. So Nimba is very good. Nimba is going to be interesting. I don't think Kuhn can give Joseph Boakai 50% of Nimba County, even with the support of PYJ. And when we talk about Kun, we cannot leave PYJ, the controversial senator, the man who thinks he owns the voters from Niba County. Not too long ago, he was lashing out youngly. But we'll dive into the issue. Welcome back again. It's good to see Mr. Yan Vulula. You are looking fresh, outstanding. It's a Sunday attire, Sunday best, Easter best, Sunday best, whatever it is.
I carry the title. The title's on the best today.
Bow tie, looking straight like a kid from London, in a London school. That's good. Mr. Jonesy Eswazi, Honorable Co-Chairman, you are here. I mean, you are doing excellent, shaking the community in Indianapolis. But again, I know you are a talk show guy. I mean, you cannot be in the good grace of everybody. You understand that you have to run for some fellas.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman.
It's good to be back. So we'll be diving into the issue, but before we dive into the issue, I'll allow Mr. Yan Vulula to go ahead and speak on some things, and then Mr. Jonesy Eswazi, you can go ahead and speak, and then I will start going according to topic or agenda today. But yeah, you can go ahead.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to say thanks to all of our listeners. Let me see here. Who are watching us? All of our listeners, I want to say thank you all for tuning in today. We are sorry there are a lot were going on yesterday in our cities, and we had to pay tribute to one of our Bowen brother that fought in our community. So we were taking care of that business. That's why we didn't come on yesterday. But today, not to just leave you in suspense of the whole week, we had to come here and tell the world the happenings in our country, our community, and the world at large. My name is Yan Vulula. Will be here today, touch basing on a lot of issues, training issues in Liberia specifically, and also in the Liberian community in the state of Indiana. We will be here, touching basing on all those things. So stay with us, hang in there, and enjoy the show. Mr. SYZ.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honorable Chairman, are you there? Yeah, anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, this Facebook Live, this Open Table, we have come again to the edition. Today is April 30, 2023. Anyway, by way of introduction, my name is Jonesy Okoye. You can refer to me as the Great SYZ. I reside in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm the co-chair on Open Table. Anyway, yesterday we are bereaving this community, this community of Indiana in Indianapolis. We are bereaved, and yesterday we had a funeral, so we won't be able to reach our listener, So we thought a while. We said, "Son, we are bereaving this community. There is no need for us to come and sit down on a talk show when our people are grieving. We are grieving." So we say, "Okay, after the burial, we're gonna go and we're gonna come and broadcast that today Sunday. We'll make a schedule for today so that we can leave our listener hanging for the rest of the week." So we are here today in your speaker, your TVs, your smartphones, bringing the news to you again. But we're going to be touching on some issues that are going on in Liberia. The appointment of Mr. Jeremiah Kun as the vice Senate bearer to the Senate bearer of the Union Party, that is Mr. Joseph Nimabwakai, and so many things. I also overwhelmed that the Ways and Means Committee Chair, Madam Sabah Sosa Chie, performed expediently, tremendously in this community. Yesterday, the community were overwhelmed and to see a lady performing like that in this community. I say kudos to you, mahago us to you, Mistress Chie. Anyway, I don't want to dive into too many things when the chairman is here. Honorable Chairman, I think by way of conclusion in my introduction, that's how I come out. That's the end of my introduction towards today's show, because I know you are here. You got to take over, and we got to start the ball rolling.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. John ZXYZ and Mr. Yan the Devil, favorite son of Nima County and the greatest XYZ. Now we'll be diving into some things real very quickly. Right now, the trending issue or the hottest topic right now on the block is the VP pick, the VP pick of Joseph Boyka. Joseph Boyka on Friday, I think April 28th, if I'm right.
Yeah.
28th of April, Joseph Boyka had the privilege to tell the community, the nation, matter of fact, the people from his party and everyone that he think is supporting him, that he's going to run this year with Jeremiah Kuhn. That's very interesting. It's interesting for a few reasons. Jeremiah Kuhn just came into the picture. We know that the likes of Henry Costa, Youngbley, and others, they have been by Joseph Boyka through thick and thin. A matter of fact, they stood with him when CPP fell apart. Matter of fact, some of them play a very key role. Some of them play a very key role in destroying CPP, with hopes of being in the good graces of this old man. Before being the good grace of the old man, and the thing about what occurred this gone Friday, it left some of them with some sour taste in their mouth because I mean we cannot sugarcoat things here. You know, the fact of the matter that we didn't see them around the old man when he was announcing his VP pick is very alarming. It's very alarming. So we'd like to hear Mr. Jan Nedevola, favorite son of Nima Kante. I don't know if you are okay. I think you are probably, this is like a twin's mother. I think you probably okay that you have a son of Nima Kante running with Joseph Boyka, or maybe you are not okay since you are ANC man. Since you are from ANC. So
Absolutely, I'm not okay because we're not just talking about Nima Kante here. We are talking about Liberia and the life of all Liberians. So if we're talking about Liberia, if we're talking Nima body politics, if we're talking about the body politics of Nima, that one is a total different thing. But we're talking about national issue that Liberians are facing today in the country, and even we that in the diaspora, we're even suffering the consequences of the decision that have been made in Liberia. So if such thing happens, we all have to dive into it and put our mouth to it because why it affecting all of us around the world. So the VP pick, I don't think the United Party were very calculative. And first of all, the VP pick have brought a lot of controversies in the United Party. The United Party now, instead of focusing on the message to the people, now they're focusing now on settling problems. You know, because of their deceptive or decision that they have made. People like you rightly said, Mr. Chairman, there were a lot of people that were with this Unity Party. When Unity Party broke away from the CPP, you know, there were people that were in solidarity with the Unity Party, like in the like of Yomli Kanga Lawrence, the like of Darius DeLong, the like of Herman Pedro Costa. You know, the most powerful voices in the country were behind Unity Party. And today, what we're hearing is that United Party promised most of the people to, you know, to become VP to former VP Boykai. And, you know, during the 2017 election, there's his music that came up. You're not in the picture. I know, you know, I don't know the right title of that music. You know, you are not posting for the picture, but you just find you in the picture. That's what happens right now with Jeremiah Kuhn. When Jeremiah Kuhn was dining and making merry with the ruling government, you know, the Henry Costa, Yomdi Kanga Lawrence, Dara DeLong, Bernard Ure, they were all protecting, in fact, escorting Joseph Baga to court to testify against Alexander B. Cummings. Today, Joseph Baga turned his bike on those people that gave him root, the fiber root that made him to stand firm, that made him to be the leading opposition political leader in the country. Today, he turned his back on those people and picked somebody who was dining and making merry with the ruling government, enslaving our people in the country. So for me, as a Liberian, I'm not in favor of such decision, And what I'm hearing is Henry Costa now promised to his dead grave, to his dead father, that he will never and ever support. That what we're hearing, support Joseph Boakai, because of the choice that he made. So that's what's happening. So I'm not in the peg, even though I'm a Demarians. Yes, I'm proud of Jeremiah Kun to the level he has reached in the society. But we're talking about national issue where where the life of the Liberians everywhere involved. So I'm not in support of such thing. So now I'm calling on Kumis, Ellis Cummings, to step up his political game, to collaborate with people that he think will move the country forward, because Cummings is the only choice now that we are looking at in the country because of Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai is not a leader. He has made the wrong choice. That's my thought for now.
Okay, so you are saying that Joseph Boakai failed his first very big decision as a leader. His VP pick, you said that's we are going to give him an F from your end. Is that what you are saying?
F. Yep, F. He failed massively in the test giving him. His first leadership test was to make a wise decision, and maintain the people that been with him. Loyalty matters in politics. Loyalty matters. You don't know, loyalty matters a lot
Absolutely.
in politics. So he scored F. Definitely score F.
Absolutely. Mr. John Z SYZ, the thing is, Yan is giving Joseph Boakai F. He said Joseph Boakai scored F. Here's the thing. This is very interesting because Jeremiah Kun came into the picture last minute of time. So are we going to call Jeremiah Kun the Jacob? Jeremiah Kun is the Jacob in politics. Jacob stole Esau's blessing. So, oh my goodness.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. I'll listen to the brother, Mr. Volola, the favorite son Niba Kante. But this is the thing, Mr. Volola should understand that in politics, there's no permanent friend, there's no permanent enemy. Politics is not because it's not how well. I mean, it's not how long, it's how well. The Mr. Boakai pick is not. I don't think there's a big issue with that. Because the issue is you got to understand politics. This Africa, this is not a diaspora. Even if Liberia issue, this is an issue. This is the thing, let me tell you something. Even if Liberia issue is like this, if even Joseph Boakai, if Barack Obama had become a Liberian today, if Joseph Boakai had picked Barack Obama as his running mate, we're going to have an issue. We're still going to have an issue. If Joseph Boakai had picked, let's say Henry Costa, we're still going to have an issue. So the issue about picking Jeremiah Kun, I think he did his research and he did everything right by picking this young man. This man is a political guru. He has somebody behind him. We may not like PYJ, but PYJ too, he have the country. He have a country behind him. That we should never count it. Let me tell you something. Today, you may come here publicly and tell us, say, you feel disenchanted. Why is it that Mr. Boakai pick Mr. Kun? I know you may have a problem because Mr. Kun does not hail from your political background, that which is your political party you support back home in Liberia. But the issue is, I'm now a United Party partisan. I'm a talk show host. I'll come here and tell you the truth. The truth belongs to the Liberian people, and that's why I'm here. You say in politics, that man has been in politics forever. That is Mr. Boakai. He has served for 12 years as vice president. He understands the director of politics. He has been in the highest office over there, in the vice president seat for 12 years. People understand these things. He looked at Henry Costa, Mr. Costa, and he looked at Jeremiah Kun. He looked at the Nyombli. I have worked with Yombly. I know who Yombly is. Yombly is the wife of the late Mr. Lawrence. That wish I worked with Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, when Mr. Lawrence was running for the representative position in district number 15, John Z. Akwe sitting here, I was the campaign chairman for Ada Lawrence in district number 15. I know all of these people. I know them very well. But the issue is picking the Senator Kuhn, I think is a brilliant idea. This young man, we're not talking about tribal politics. This young man hails from two counties. He got a cool background in Liberia. He have the Mano and the Gio background from Liberia. Even though we're not preaching tribal politics, that we tribal politics cannot go anywhere. But the issue is, we want the people of Liberia trying to unseat the current administration, that which the current president, Mr. Weah, George Weah. If you want to unseat just individual, there is a need you come up with a formidable force. And the formidable force that he come with by choosing this young man, Jeremiah Kuhn, that's a formidable force. That force, they say even in physics or chemistry, they say for every force, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this identical reaction that is coming from the Unity Party, that which going to help the Liberian people to unseat George Weah comes October 10, 2023 elections. And we believe that this identical force going to help the Liberian people, and these guys going to make a better change for this country, that which we are in the diaspora will be going home soon to celebrate with the Unity Party, because we believe that most of these guys that have been picked, like Mr. Kuhn, and that of the lack of Mr. Boakai, who is a very old man, he needs a young brain behind him to push him forward. So that's why the pick is not a problem. And you see that the formidable force, who is Prince YJ, who is from Nibakante, he has so many people behind him. He got so many people that want to support him. And even, these things, people should not just sit down and think about, oh, this young man is a JJC when it comes to the political parties of the Unity Party. It doesn't work like that. Like I told you from a deliberation, I said in politics there is no permanent friend and there's no permanent enemy. So there is a need that we should start celebrating the choosing of our brother, Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn, who coming to serve as Vice President come October 10, 2023. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I think I'll conclude right there. If there's any further discussion, we can.
So with the pick of Jeremiah Kuhn, why will you be giving Joseph Boakai? He scored A, B, or C? Or
I think it was brilliant. It was brilliant for the Liberian people. It was
so
brilliant.
you gave him an A?
I'll give him A plus for picking Jeremiah.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Chair, let me respond to that A plus. Let me respond to that A plus very quickly.
Go ahead.
When did Jeremiah Kuhn became the rescuer? When did Jeremiah Kuhn, when he was dining and making merry with the ruling government, his party as a standard bearer for the party, he collaborated with the ruling government for almost 6 years now.
Thank you.
Everything that went on in the country, he was part of the decision-making process of that thing that the Liberian people are suffering from today. When did he become a rescuer? When did he become a rescuer? The same Nima Kante that he said he's representing today. When Estada Mita or saga was going on, did you see Jeremiah Kuhn standing up and speaking on behalf of the people of Nima in our country? Just few months back, when the Estada Mita saga was going on, when did he become a rescuer? When did this man become a rescuer? When the how you call it, the June 7 protests were going on, did he see he standing up for the people of Liberia? No. When did this man become a rescuer? When did he become a rescuer?
That's a very important point.
He met with Joseph Boakai and dined with Joseph Boakai, and Joseph Boakai now standing face to him. Is that the kind of rescue that we preaching? Is that the kind of people that will come and rescue the people when things don't go their way? That's the only time they will turn their bike on them. But when the ordinary Liberian they are representing, when they are suffering, when they are being enslaved, when people are dying, when people are look, when the men become a rescuer, when all the auditors that die in the country, when all the auditors that die in the country, have you heard Jeremiah School spoke of this auditor death? When did the man become a rescuer? When Matthew Inde died, what the record that Jeremiah Kuhn have said something about the death? When did he become a rescuer? When Brother Musuka daughter just died yesterday. Jeremiah Kuhn he has not stand up to tell the
Mr. Yavlude, or you can rest a little bit. That's an important point. Mr. Yavlude is making some important point when Jeremiah Kuhn became a rescuer, because Boyka is running on the ticket of rescuing Liberia. How can you pick someone that is part of the mess and you say you are going to rescue? Why are you picking someone so controversial? You are picking a Jeremiah Kuhn, who's been a graveyard. Jeremiah Kuhn has been the loudest graveyard in Liberia. That man, as senator, spoke on no issue pertaining to national concern. Who is he going to rescue? How is he rescued number 2? How Joseph Boyka, in all his wisdom, decided to put Jeremiah Kuhn close to him? Because we already know that PYJ is running away from CDC because George Weah cannot tell him, if I will protect you. PYJ is running from war crime court. PYJ always trying to go for his interest. You spoke on interest. Interest is very important. This is more so about the interest of PYJ than the interest of Liberia. Because look, if George Weah turned around right now and promised PYJ that I will protect you for the next 6 years or whatsoever, PYJ will give a U-turn. No, you cannot. PYJ is like a catfish. Until it's in the pot and it's boiling, you do not have it. It's very slippery. So JMB picked Kuhn to rescue Liberia as rescue number 2. Rescue number 2, for almost 6 years, Kuhn spoke on no national issue. For almost 6 years, Kuhn watched things falling apart. For almost 6 years, Kuhn took a 5-page check without speaking nor standing with the masses. But this very Kuhn you are picking today, all of a sudden, according to political Jacob, Kuhn came and he stole the blessing of others. He's the political Jacob now in our dispensation. Because in less than 3 months, Kuhn became a favorite child of JMB. Now, JMB is doing so because of this in Nima County vote. That Nima County is the vote-rich county, but he's not calculating well. You have Tiagonglo that is going to be running. You have a CDC. CDC still got a very good force in Nima County. And you have others. Look, Kuhn cannot deliver the Grand Crew or the South Eastern Belt to CDC to GMB. That's a lie. We have got the South Eastern Belt on the lock. So you are just picking Kuhn on the fact that he will give you Nima County with the political PYJ. And PYJ is just there because of his interest. Mr. PYJ, if Jeremiah CDC call him tomorrow and say, look, we are going to protect you. There will be no war crime court, and will give you so and so check for Nima County people who are owing. PYJ will give a U-turn because PYJ will always run to where he look. PYJ is like a hungry politician that is always chasing the grease. He wants to be in the presence of wealth. He wants to be in the presence of protection. Look, after all he did to the Liberian people, now he's running for protection. That's all he's doing. And Jeremiah Kuhn cannot make a decision that is going to go contrary to PYJ. So you have someone that is in the pocket of PYJ. So you must as well go with PYJ as your running mate. But he can't pick PYJ because Joseph Boyka, in him rightful man, he's aware that the US and the West, they're against PYJs. But you know what's going to happen? The US is still adding Kuhn because PYJ is directly linked with Kuhn. So this pick is very controversial. So you are not skipping things. And I feel like bad for Yombly and the likes of others because they did all the dirty work. Yombly was right there as chairperson, cheerleader of CPP, and they went against Alexander Kuhlman because she wanted that number 2 position so bad that she did everything in her possession to make sure CPP can be the way it is right now for her to be so close to Joseph Boyka. And the old man came right here, in spite of all she did, and the old man gave her the back door. So when people just spoke on Spoon that she's very temperamental, yeah, she has feelings. She got some emotion. She was emotionally attached to this ticket because she did some dirty work. She did some dirty work for the UP. When the old man came and he told people that he was not aware of what Alexander Kuhlman wanted and everything else, and Yombly stood by himself, they went to court, took CPP to court, and they did all this mess just for Kuhn, the political Jacob, to come in and take away her position. I mean, she will feel some type of way. Now, but when you speak about you spoke about in politics there's no permanent friends nor enemy. Absolutely. That's why politics is interesting. Now, there's a very good thing for Alexander Kuhlman. I don't know how he's playing his politics. You go right into this chaotic situation and you pick Yombly. You pick Yombly and you bring Yombly to your side. You know what you are going to show to the Liberian people? You're going to show political maturity. That even though Yombly went against you, even though she said all these things against you, you are able to forgive her and work with her. So the best pick for Alexander Kuhlman right now, if you cannot go with Tiagongo, is Yombly. You go and pick Yombly and you tell the people, I'm going to show political maturity. I'm going to show leadership in this process. That should be ANC #1 agenda going forward. Yeah, Mr. SYZ, you can go ahead and put on.
Yeah, I will. You did before I go to Nya, I will address what you talking about ANC should be picking Yombly. You know, that would be a failure to ANC. You see, Liberia politics these days, there's a politics all over the world. You have to be very, very cognizant of doing things. In a nutshell, the barrier that was broken by Madame Salif in Liberia and Africa, you know, I don't think the world want to repeat that again in Liberia. I don't think we're waiting to repeat that. As you can see, the current vice president, Madame Taylor, she just performing like somebody in like a ceremonious position, like for her, because we don't even hear her voice. She has been buried on a George Weah. We can see that. So if you want for your political party to survive after your term is over, you don't want to pick. And I'm not disrespect to the ladies, but if you really want to survive, your political party should survive after your term in Liberia as a political party. You don't want to pick a lady. Let me tell you something.
What?
Hold on. Listen to me.
That is so.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
You are speaking from
Listen to me very well. Listen to me very well.
To listen to you. That is so misogynist, but you can go ahead.
I want you to listen to me, and I'm proposing. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of this. You may feel disenchanted. You know, the ladies in the comment may feel disenchanted, but I'm telling you the truth about Liberia politics. I know it happened right in our face, right here in the United States when Clinton, when Madam Clinton ran against Donald Trump. We saw it. She won clearly, but at the end of the day, what happened? Mr. Trump was the victim. Those are some of the things you analyze. Liberia right now, we are not ready for a ladies president, neither a vice president. We can for typical example, you see Madam Taylor. What has she done? Nothing. If Joia leave right now, Madam Taylor be the face of CDC. I swear to God, if they go for any primary, or if they go for any elections, CDC will be buried, face down politically. I'm telling you. So ANC will not even make that error to pick Yombly. as vice president. Trust me. Let me switch the pendulum a little bit to Mr. Nyan Volule comment about Mr. Kun. Mr. Kun, Mr. Volule, you may not like Mr. Kun, but politics is not all about me being there forever. Today, I may not perform based on my position as a senator. He said he did not pass any law, he did not do this. Look, let me tell you something. There is a reason why Joseph Boakai picked Jeremiah Kun. And the reason
What's the reason?
The reason is very simple. All of those guys you did measure about Costa. Those guys are noise maker. It's not because you have a talk show, you talk all day. That means you have the technical know-how. Politics, it's not all because you go and make the noise here and there, or you have a talk show. A talk show does not. You be a talk show does not mean you understand politics. First of all, and we understand that politics are being a leader in Liberia of election. You know, election is numbers. One thing you should understand today, election is numbers. It's not because they say XYZ is in Napoli, then you say that Kwame say I'm going to pick XYZ to run as my running mate in Liberia. They're going to beat us. Massively, we will not survive anything. They'll get up local latches, won't be able to even move. Because XYZ had not been in Liberia. People does not know XYZ living in the diaspora. That's the same thing with if you're going to pick Costa living in the United States. Costa will not go back home, and when he go in, say, oh, today I'm coming, the people wait for him on the airport, and then they carry him to town, people moving here and there, he posted video and stuff. That is not it. Monrovia is not Liberia. Monrovia is not Liberia. We have about 15 counties, if I'm not mistaken, 15 to 16 counties in Liberia. We don't have Maserado. Costa will not go Maserado. He masquerade the street, and people walk behind him, clapping. The same people that behind Costa, those same people behind CDC. The same people that behind Costa, those same people behind the CPP. Those same people behind ANC. Those same people everywhere. So that does not mean because you see those people in the street, that means when Costa become a vice president or president candidate to Mr. Boakai, that means Unity Party going to win. That is going to be catastrophic. But let me tell you something. The pick of Jeremiah Kun, that ticket is a formidable force. I am not a Nibanian. I'm not from Grand Crew. Okay? I'm saying this from my own political observation. You don't have to be the most popular man to pull a vote or to pull votes. You don't have to be the most popular man to pull votes. This man is a senator. As long as he's performing his senatorial job very well, expediently, that means this young man, he have a vision for the country. So the pick of Jeremiah Kun, that pick in Liberia to the Unity Party and the Liberian people is a formidable force. The only thing we're going to tell you guys is probably you may not feel happier because you know that the pick of Mr. Kun in collaboration with the Senate bearer, Mr. Boakai, is going to unseat the current president. Even today, I just talked to some of my colleagues from Liberia. They said they met a fine gentleman. They said the young man, pick, is going to bring problem to the current administration. Look, let's disregard PYJ. Let's disregard your aspirant comments. Let's disregard Nyombly. Let's disregard Costa and look at the country, the wave the country is moving to, the wave, the movement, the aspiration of the people. That's some of the things you should be analyzing.
The greatest.
It's not because I love Mr. Boakai or I love Mr. Kun. It's not because of that. We are looking at the change.
Can I pause you there for a minute, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Co-Chair?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. SYZ, you have to give all of the floor to go ahead and say one or two things. So Mr. Nyamvule can go ahead and say something.
Can I pause you there a minute?
Go ahead.
Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kun actually play with Joseph Boakai intelligence. They saw Joseph Boakai as a man that don't have the wisdom that is portrayed out there as the man of wisdom. So they took advantage of that and came in to rescue Prince Johnson. You know why am I saying this so-called rescue team is only for Prince Johnson? Prince Johnson, correctly as we speak, if you go in Nima County and do your survey, you will get to know that Prince Johnson is at the edge of losing his senatorial seat to a man named Nyan Toyen. Check it out. Take down that name. Do your research in Nima County. So Prince Johnson saw that Joseph Boakai, he's a man that don't stand by a tough decision. So he came in with a say that, oh, I will give you Nima County, I will deliver Nima County to you. So he picked Jeremiah Kun. Look, Nyan Toyen gave him Prince Johnson held right now as we speak in Nima County. So Prince Johnson is at the edge. And guess where Nyan Toyen, which political party Nyan Toyen is from? Nyan Toyen is a bona fide member of the UP. And now Prince Johnson is on air saying that as long as he's in the race, he will make sure that Nyan Toyen step down. And where does Joseph Boakai and the United Party stands? Will they, now that MDRO, Prince Johnson, is collaborating with the United Party, will they allow Nyan Toyen as a United Party members to run against Prince Johnson, who is collaborating with them? There where Prince Johnson is playing with politics now with the United Parties, right there. So I'm telling you, Joseph Boakai did not prove to the Liberian people that he have this wisdom that is portrayed out there as a man of wisdom. He did not really calculate his political mathematics is off track. I'm telling you, the United Party as a whole. So look, Nima County right now, vote in Nima County this election. Nima County will not deliver to one person. I'm telling you, because vote will be scattered everywhere. And if Nyan Toyen, if United Party don't get Nyan Toyen, they go ahead to run against Prince Johnson, Nyan Toyen will go independent. There where now he will gain sympathetic vote from the people that not like him right now. There where he will gain sympathetic vote. Look, let be on track here in our political calculation. Look, I'm telling you, Prince Johnson and the MDR, they play a game with United Party.
Okay, Mr. Fulula, the question I got for you, you're talking about Nyan Toyen. So this Toyen, is he running as vice president or he running for presidency?
He running for senator. He running for senator against Prince Johnson. So the so-called rescue team is not to rescue the nation. It's to rescue individuals in the country that have marginalized the Liberian people from time to time, that still want to be in the corridor of power. So the so-called rescue team there to rescue them, not the ordinary Liberians.
Thank you, Mr. Fulula. You see, that's paradoxical. The thing is, we are talking about a vice presidential candidate, a president candidate. Then you are telling me about senatorial position. It's contradictory.
Hold up. Yeah.
Hold on, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead. I will have to come in.
Mr. Fulula, that's contradictory.
Yeah, I want to come in on that. Where I'm coming from.
Hold on. It's contradicting. So Are you telling me somebody who is going for a senatorial position and somebody who is going for a vice president position? Do you want to compare these two guys?
Okay,
Hold on.
Is where I brought in the
Hold on, this is rhetorical. This question is rhetorical.
No, it's where I brought in that scenario. It's where I brought in that scenario. You know why? You know why?
Huh? Mr. Fuller, hold on.
Okay.
I reiterate. Nyan Twine, who is a senatorial candidate, and that of Mr. Kun, who is a vice president candidate, you want to compare these two guys. I said that is contradicting because I do understand that Mr. Jeremiah Kun is even far, above the stage of the senator now, because we are talking about the second man in command in the country. We're not discussing.
We are not taking power yet.
We are not discussing the senatorial position votes anymore. We are talking about the higher peak in the country. So this young man, even Nyan Twine can even get all the vote as a senator, as a senatorial candidate. And then all the vote go to Mr. Kun as a vice president candidate. So you're gonna be the victor. Then
wait, I have to come in before Yan come in.
Robert Kerry is calling.
No, I have to come in before Yan comes in.
Hold on. That the chairman Glenn.
I have to come in because you guys are all over the place. I think Yan is coming from a position that you are not getting. Yan is coming from a position that PYJ is in a very tough senatorial race. That's what Yan is saying. So PYJ is in a very tough senatorial race against Nyan Twine. Nyan Twine, who is in the UP, he's going neck to neck with PYJ in the senatorial race. So if NDR join UP for Kun to run as VP, Nyan Twine will not be running as senator against PYJ. So that will give PYJ the upper hand to go ahead and run as senator, and Nyan Twine will be marginalized. Okay. This is going to be the political play that PYJ is doing. So Nyan Twine now will have the decision to make. Will he stay in UP or will he go to some other party or run as an independent candidate? And that's what PYJ is doing. PYJ is seeking his political interest along with that of his party. So he married the two and he took it to UP. And UP now is, instead of UP rescuing the nation, UP is rescuing NDR and PYJ. But you can go ahead.
That's where I'm coming from.
You can go ahead and give Kerry the line.
Hello, Robert Kerry. The General Secretary of this community, you are live on OP table.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Jonesy. Good afternoon, Chairman Joseph Sule, and good afternoon to my own policy, Mr. Yan Fuller, and Jerusalem Makani.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to chip in a little bit before the show, and Mr. Fuller just gave a breaking news, and the analysis he gave, I just want to make a contribution to that, to add to it. Mr. Fuller just told us about Nyan Twine, who is running against Prince Johnson from the Unity Party, and the analysis Mr. Fuller gave, it makes a lot of sense. Prince Johnson, Nyan Twine is giving Prince Johnson help in Nimakani. Mr. Fuller said if you take a survey in Nimakani, is Nyan Twine is leading in the survey, and Prince Johnson, who's saying that Nyan Twine going to beat him in the upcoming election, playing a political game to outcast Nyan Twine, who is from the Unity Party. So the political marriage between the Prince Johnson Party and the Unity Party is there to rescue Prince Johnson and not the Liberian people. So by Prince Johnson.
What happened to the chairman? Well, hold on, let me bring it back. Okay. You muted, chairman, you muted.
You can be doing that. Sorry, we Mr. Kerry, we have some internet issue with Jonesy XYZ, and Mr. Kiri was calling on that line. Yeah, your point you're making is very clear, and
That's it.
it's right. The thing is, PYJ is going over there to try to suffocate the ambition of Yan Twine.
Of Yan Twine, that's it.
When PYJ cross carpet to UP, UP will have to look Yan Twine in the eye and tell him you cannot run against PYJ. And now Yan Twine will have to decide if he can go as an independent candidate or he can go to another party. But that's why politics is interesting. Now you have to start playing the political game. That's why I don't know what ANC is doing. Look, ANC should start looking. You can start jumping into other parties and start taking people that are feeling some type of way. Yan Twine is somebody that is already giving a PYJ the run for his money in Nimba County. Now you should be taking Yan Twine to run on ANC ticket because PYJ is going to the other side. You have to go. That's a discussion. You have to play this politics. You have to go to the people backyard. You got to be on the offense. ANC every day. ANC talk about it. Coolmans to talk about Coolmans, Corporate America, Coca-Cola, and everything. They are not even making the case for the Liberian people. You should be making the case. You cannot govern until you win. So you should be making the case that the people will listen to you. You should start going to other people that are feeling disenchanted. Mr. SYZ, we have Kerry on the line or what?
Yeah, Kerry's still on the line. Kerry's on the phone. Can you hear him?
Yeah, Mr. Kerry, go ahead.
Yes. ANC is making a move. People don't understand. We got silent voters. And right now, if you look at the Unity Party, the pick that Honorable Joseph Yimo Baraka made, it's going to split the UP Party. It's going to make sympathizers that sympathize with the Unity Party to run away. Henry Petro Costa, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, and Darius DeLong. Some of them will stay on with Joseph Yimo Baraka, but they won't give in all they used to give in like they did before when they went against Cummings. They're going to stay there and just keep quiet and watch the show go on and see Joseph Baraka go down the drain. So that you see most of those supporters from people that support Henry Petro Costa, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, and feel disenchanted, and they wanted Lawrence to be the VP pick for Joseph Yimo Baraka. Some of them going to swear with the ANC, and we are working on a cover, we are working on a graph. We don't come out on the air to be bragging and writing at the Unity Party saying, no, we are working with silent voters. And come when Kobe announce a VP pick, you will see the ANC will go on the rise and will go neck to neck with the Unity Party. And it's my hope that when they go for second round, the ANC or Unity Party or whichever party goes second with a Rudy or CDC party, that all the opposition parties will rally around that one party and make sure that we unseat the unprofessional and corrupt government.
I got a question for Kerry.
You got a question for you, Mr. Kerry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Fulula?
Yeah, Mr. Kerry, do you think if ANC or the CPP unite with Yombly, and Yombly now coming in, uniting the Liberty Party and joining forces with the CPP, you don't think it's a formidable force that can go against the United Party collaboration and the ruling government to go second for the runoff with the ruling party? You don't think it's possible because of Yombly right now. Yombly had her own fraction and Liberty Party is divided. So if Yombly come in and unite the Liberty Party and join forces, the entire Liberty Party join forces with ANC and go against the both political party, which is the ruling party and UP, you don't think it will be a good formidable forces that have the chance to go for second round with the ruling government?
Yeah, I think absolutely it's going to be a formidable force because, as I said, that people that were with Joseph Baraka or Yombi Kanga Lawrence, Henry Petro Costa and Petro Costa and Darius DeLong, right now they are disenchanted. that as the chairman said, that Jacob will come and see Esau a blessing. Yeah, they are just each other. So if Cummins pick Yomi Kanga Lawrence as his running mate, Yomi Kanga Lawrence, she got on the force behind her. She got people that support her. Right now, people are sympathizing with her that she was not picked as a GMP running mate. So all those people will rally around the ANC. And if that's my hope, my number one hope is that Cummins and Tiawan Gonglo will come together and Tiawan Gonglo will agree to go with Cummins, then that's a done deal. The United Party is nowhere. If Cummins will pick Tiawan Gonglo or Tiawan Gonglo will agree to go as Cummins running mate, that's a done deal. That's a done deal. That would be the most formidable force that can go against the CDC that every United Party cannot come close. And Yomi Kanga Lawrence is another force too that could pull votes from the United Party.
Yep.
Yes. The thing here is Yombli. Cummins is looking at two things in the mirror. He cannot go anywhere without the two. If Cummins or people around him, if they decide to use some arrogance and some political ego and try to still keep that ego intact and think Yombli is not a good pick, they will be suffering their candidate, Zana Cummins. Two things right here. Cummins should be looking at Yombli and he should be looking at Tiawan Gonglo and Yombli, nothing else. Tiawan Gonglo give you a sound politician, an outstanding man, a honorable man, someone who is already someone who is already reaching the corners of
Mr.
like.
Chairman, we got too many cars. Mr. Kerry.
Okay, I think we'll give other people a chance to.
Okay.
Go ahead, call.
We got Jamache. Jamache was calling. Jamache. Let me call Jamache back.
Yeah, so Yombli should be looking at not Yombli, but Cummins should be looking at two people right now. It's either Yombli or Tiawan Gonglo.
I'm calling Mr. Chair right now.
So Tiawan Gonglo or Yombli.
Anything else
is a political failure.
Hello, Jamache.
Hello?
Yeah, you are live on Obi table.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. How are you?
We are doing very good.
Well, I thought to call in to chit-chat a bit on our political landscape as it relates to the upcoming elections. And what I think we Liberians in the diaspora should be focused on is talking about unseating the devilish government that we have on ground now.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, people have been all along more concerned about Ambassador Burkhardt's pick to become vice president than other parties. Now, he took the needle out of the haystack.
Yeah.
He named Jeremiah Poon as his running mate. Now, the whole opposition now is in frenzy. Instead of focusing on their own pick, they are now focusing on and critiquing, which is good, on who he picked.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, when will you pick your own president? All you had the same time 6 years ago to do that. Now the other man did here, you do your part. Then let people make that decision and determination. I hear from a young people that talking about Yan Twine.
Yeah.
There can be no conflict of interest when it comes to Yan Twine running, because I heard Yan saying that Twine can unseat Prince Johnson. Yeah, take a look at this. For the past almost 18 years, this man has been senator. There has been no time in our history that somebody has served that long. Even Topman being served that long in the House of Representatives. This man knows the body politics of Nima. He has been there for the Nimbanians. And you, Yan, when it comes to focus, at the end of the day, Nimbanians always back their own. This is not about tribal sentiments. This man that was picked today, he might have his flaws, but at the end of the day, elections are numerical.
Yeah.
We need the population. We need the people. Even when back in 2005, when Senator Johnson supported Madame Seri, it was true that his instrumentality that Yan Twine even got that job that he was doing Madame Seri's area. So if he's doing development, there's no single person that's doing development in Nima County that has done something in Nima County, with the exception of Kotoma, other than Prince Johnson. You understand me? So that Yan Twine will obviously revert to the coast, the status quo of the UP, and people will make that determination and make the decision as to who will go. it will also be a sense of consolation or consultation. People can say, okay, we back this man, yeah, what man go there because he has a better chance of considering somebody. Now, there could be only on the buy-in that would have been picked by Ambassador Boyka. This is clear cut. If it wasn't Jeremiah Poole, it would have been Congo based upon the arrangement and the discussions. Now, I support Yombi. I hear people talking about Yombi. The thing is this. Back 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, Liberty Party are being caught. Yombi doesn't belong to a party technically. The Supreme Court ruled in the favor of Mr. Ability. Mr. Ability is an agent of the ruling establishment of the CDC. He went into that party to disintegrate that party, claim ownership of that party, and some of his own people to back the CDC in this coming election. You have to understand these narratives and these simple things. There can be no way. Have you ever heard of a presidential candidate that is running for the Liberty Party? No. There's nobody running for the Liberty Party as presidential candidate. So that tells you that if you are going to pick somebody, they should belong to an institution. And you can't pick somebody that has a troubling institution right now that is being caught in and out of court. Now, with the issue of Mr. Costa, he's a preparable young man. He's very young. And that the Ambassador Boyka took into consideration to bring another young man. Now, with lots of experience in government as a representative, 2-term, and now senator. The thing is, Mr. Costa had earlier on told the Liberian people that he was going to run for senator to unseat Sir Joseph, who was corrupt. And we all agree with government support in order to make sure these things happen. 2 months ago, his decision was made to go as running mate. And these decisions are made by the presidential candidates. It's not made by any one of us talking on the phone. So on March 18th, they flew out to Abuja to have some discussion about some money issue, $30 billion. Since then, from March 18th to April 18th, a month. We end April today. This probably is $30 million. So tell me, if I come to you, I tell you, I've given you this money to prepare me and put me in a place. If I didn't receive the $30 million or I didn't receive whatever promise I gave you, in fact, I didn't ask you for it, but you told me you were going to do it for me. If I didn't give you these things, these are some of the things that people might look at as false hopes. So based upon these things, as a man of wisdom, Mr. Boyka waited 2 months earlier on to announce this thing. And because of wisdom, he decided that the first person that will get his small little something to do, and the person has the numbers, they have the population, they got a political government that is backing them, and everything else all specified. I believe.
Then don't call it rescue team.
Small little something so Boyka is broke. Small little something so Boyka is broke.
No, he's not broke.
Yeah,
Then don't call this man a rescuer. Boyka should not be called a rescuer.
Young Fulula, the most protector.
You have to give me a chance. The rescue mission is on course. I don't know how you understand or quantify being rescued. The people that being rescued are the Liberian people. You don't look at character. Like, for instance, you're talking about how did they, okay, for instance, you backing a man, Mr. Young, that has no specific, the only person that ever flew on the ticket of ANC, got elected, and then the next day, joined CDC, Simeon Freeman from Grand Cape County. Are you seeing the narrative? Who do you have in the hospital presenting you? Are you seeing the way the people play the politics? You still want to elect somebody at the end of the day?
Mr. Chia, I got a question for you.
No, ANC.
Mr. Cummings has participated in the election one time. And the one time he went, he came fifth.
Stop that.
You telling me, if he can't get his own ticket together right now, he's going to go back and come back fifth or sixth. This time around, that's why.
Mr. Chia, can I ask you a question? You can. Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Cheers in flight. Because you see,
SYZ.
Mr. SYZ, you cannot be monopolizing the situation because you are a UP.
No.
You are a UP.
No, I told you I'm a journalist. I
think you are being a very
Chia,
biased.
can I ask you a question?
for you.
Let Young come in with a question.
Yeah, Young Fulula, go ahead.
Chia.
Okay, Young Fulula, hold on.
I heard your previous caller, Mr. Kerry, saying the ANC people doing silent voting, silent recruitment. There's nothing they call silent recruitment in politics. If I must be on your side, I must show myself.
Yes.
Because these things have the tendency to for people to see if I'm supporting this. But look at, I read the news this morning. The Fadiga brothers, they crossed over. They have some Fadiga and other Fadiga to cross back to UP. They have been on the hinges for a big period of time. But because of these political marriages and matriculations, they have decided to go back to the roots. You understand me? That's how you can have a nice people.
Che, can I ask you a question?
Che, got a question? Che, got a
We are
question?
not going to monopolize the show.
Yeah, that's
Che,
it.
Can I ask you a
It
question?
cannot be flowing with people erecting
Hold
checkpoints.
on, you got a question?
Che cannot be flowing with
Mr.
people erecting
Che.
checkpoints.
Mr. Che, the rescue were established to rescue Liberians from the ruling government, right? If so, the people that were part of the ruling government just 2 days ago, you picking the same people that have marginalized the people that you trying to rescue, the same people that got the country to be where it is today, and you now picking them to join the rescue team. Who are you rescuing? Who are you trying to rescue now?
If that be the case, the only person running in these races that has never been a part of quote-unquote government interactions to that extent in government would be Mr. Cummings. And the reason is simple, because he has never been appointed nor elected. You understand me? Take a look at Costa. Costa went back in government, he served for 10 months under George Weah, under the same George Weah government. Yombly is serving under the same government. They have been passing legislations and other things.
No, my thing is, Yombly did not collaborate with CDC. Yombly is not in the ruling coalition. Yombly is not in the ruling coalition. Costa is not in the ruling coalition. But MD Arrow, the standard bearer who have been chosen today, is part of the ruling coalition. MD Arrow is part of the ruling coalition. How will you pick such a person to be a rescuer?
Mr. Fulula, Che in flight, Che prepare.
Yeah, because you asked me a question, I'm trying to give you a synopsis. Number one, you know how people come about these numbers. The most preferred critic of Joe Biden during the 2020 election was Kamala Harris. At the end of the day, she comes from California.
Enough of Che. That's enough of Che.
Kamala Harris was not part of
No, you didn't get a lot of color from ANC. That much time.
Liberians should be jubilated because I want to see.
Che, you cannot compare Kamala Harris. You cannot compare Kamala Harris with Kun.
I want to see people who have been in opposition for the past 6 years going back, or if the election goes round 2 and you decide that because of the pick that Ambassador Baka made, and you in opposition, you agree with it and say it's not you, so you go to back a ruling establishment, then the people will win again. Then you open your mouth again and you cry again for 6 full years. So we don't want these things. At the end of the day,
that is okay. People get it right. If Joseph Boyka pick a political Jacob.
Thank you very much, Mr. Che. Thank you very much, Mr. Che. That was the voice of Jeremiah Che. That was the voice of Jeremiah Che and the IRC chair in this community. Anyway, I'm gonna give her a big calling. Mr.
Jeremiah Che decided to come on here to support a UP ticket, and you allow him to speak for long. You should do the same thing when ANC call.
Yeah, ANC is already on the phone.
You allow him to support a political Jacob.
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
You are live on Obi Table.
Okay, I'm just calling to make a little contribution to the show this afternoon.
Go ahead.
You see, the Liberian politics is not for regular politics. All of us are talking about maybe, our hopes are all maybe. None of them have the clear guilty path. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The case for Joe Brown, before the case, everybody was crying on the stage. Now he has made a case, now they are crying about the choice was not the right choice. There was no choice that he would have made that everybody was going to be happy.
I told you guys.
All right? You have two persons. Even if you are a mother or two mother, you will now pick all of the two kids together.